Megacon! Are we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to make some noise, show all the love. And we're going to start this off. We're going to go roll call. We're going to bring everybody out here. Make some noise for Ravi, Cabot-Conyers! Armstrong, Kyriana, Kratter, and Mr. Jude. As I understand, this is your very first Megacon, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so listen, with it being your first Megacon, we have something special. We got these awesome stickers that we got to share with you.
Oh my
gotta
God.
put these on. This is very important. Yes, there we go. You got one, here we go. Yes, you need one too, right? There we go. I love it. I love it. We're going to celebrate that right now, right? Very first Megacon. We're gonna fidget with the stickers right now. That's my fault.
I'm great at this.
But yes, the force was strong with it. For just a second. We got a couple of questions that I totally want to jump into with you guys, if that's cool. We're gonna start off super simple. Star Wars as a property is nearly 50 years old. What was your first experience with the franchise, and were you a fan before you got cast?
Should I start that?
You want to start this?
I would love to. Let's do it.
My experiences in a decade far, far away. Way before this. Well, I was just at prime age.
Yes.
It was, what, 78?
Yep. 77 officially.
78 in the UK.
Oh,
It came out then.
that'd be funny for
There's no like simultaneous releases.
Disrespectful.
In the UK, we always sit and hear about these films being released in America. Maybe next year. So I was about 6, and you know, I'd been taken to the cinema by my parents. I'd seen Disney animation, and then there was Star Wars, and it just blew my mind. Blew my dad's mind, blew my sister's mind, and it went from that to obviously also the total immersion where I was playing with the toys.
Of course.
You know, you get the bed sheets and the boat. I mean, it just like took up.
Of course.
And in many ways, I look back and realize it kind of enforced how I played and acted. You know, playing characters running around, you'll be hard, you'll be Chewbacca, you'll be Vader. I mean, and so it was a huge influence. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Were you ever Chewbacca? Kratter, what about you? Were you a fan?
Oh yeah. I mean, I really was introduced to it by my dad. I think that's a universal thing getting introduced to it. But I watched the first Star Wars movie, and I had also heard about the characters, the weapons, you know. I fell in love with it. I mean, I love sci-fi, so I think really Star Wars was kind of everything that a franchise was to me. Like, I don't know, it was everything I wanted in one franchise. I really enjoyed it, and I was Darth Vader for Halloween.
Oh, that's quite cute. How about you about that bit, right?
Yeah. Very scary.
That's not foreshadowing of season 2, don't it?
What have you done?
Don't do that to us. We're too close to Disney right now. Ryan, what about you?
For me, it was also probably with my dad, but what's funny is that whenever we would go on set, like within like the first, I feel like every single day of shooting, he was like fangirling even more than me on set. So it was so much fun, and we got to like share it together, and yeah, I feel so lucky.
Kyriana?
Well, I was also introduced by my dad. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was very basic now. I was introduced when I was 4 years old, and I saw Princess Leia, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I love Star Wars. I know,
towels in my hair and like a giant comforter on, but that's my first memory of Star Wars.
More than fair. We all have that photo. Like, I definitely have one, I'm sure. Ravi, what about you?
I want you all to take a guess who introduced me to Star Wars. It was my dad. That was a difficult question. No, but yeah, I watched A New Hope for the first time with my dad, and that was his favorite movie. And he introduced it to me when I was a few days old. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not just saying that for the bit. But really, I had no clue what was happening, so I rewatched it again when I was 5. But it's just such a fun, it's such a fun experience. It's just a charming story, a charming idea that I think we all enjoyed at some point. So I'm glad that I was introduced to it at a very young age.
We were super glad about it too. To help me kind of direct this conversation, I think we need to fill this other chair here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Bryce Dallas Howard. Were you ready for that? Like, literally. That was everything right there. I love it.
I just worked for John Favreau, Dave Filoni.
You're so wonderful. Thank you for joining us tonight. How has the weekend been for you so far?
So fun.
Excellent.
I always say I'm on the wrong side of the table. I'm such a fangirl, and so it is just wonderful to get to connect with people who care about storytelling as much as we all do, perhaps even more. It's really inspiring.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you've heard the answers of theirs. What was your first entrance into Star Wars?
I have kind of an obnoxious entrance into Star Wars.
It's not obnoxious. We understand. It's fine. Come on.
So, George Lucas is.
That's a way.
Yes, yes.
So George Lucas is one of our dearest family friends. He cast my dad when my dad was 17 years old in American Graffiti. And my dad was already with my mom then. So George has watched, my dad grow up, get married, have kids, all of that, and they worked on Willow together, which was really cool. They happened to all have kids at the same time. So George's oldest child is the same age as me. His middle child is the same age as my sisters. Next one, my brother. So it's been something where they were just sort of parenting together, and so yeah, no, I watched it at Skywalker Ranch.
Kid like her, kid like her. I think it kind of fits the trend here. Would you say that just like everyone else, it was your dad who kind of got you into good dad action? I love it. I love it. So with Skeleton Crew, the story and characters don't exactly follow the threads of the Skywalker saga. Did that make it easier for you to choose and kind of come up with your feelings for your character and fill the story?
Yeah, I think it did. It was free. John had come up with such a clear concept. I think we all responded to the adults responded to the youth that it was seeing the protagonist, the perspective was through innocent eyes. It was a world of real jeopardy and wonder, which it's funny, it's a good question because it's on the back of it's how we all discovered it. So there's sort of something we reintroduced through young people's eyes. I just thought it was very, very smart. But certainly, it felt like we were able to kind of pick and choose if we wished to be influenced in certain areas, but weren't necessarily guiding down a particular path because we were fitting into the past films. I love it.
Ravi, what about you? To figure out who Ben was it cool to kind of know some things? Did he really want to be a Jedi really bad?
Yes, so I'm the same in real life as Win. In that way. Jedi were the things that Tribute. Yes, correct. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, there was a like you said, there was an idea and a vision that was established by the showrunners, and so that did make it easier. They gave us so much creative freedom, but there was little ways that we could step in and kind of build the character more. But yeah, I think I was influenced, you know, as a kid, and now I'm still a kid, but as a younger kid, by you know those movies and those characters. So yeah, definitely a huge help. Just having that idea.
Does anyone else want to throw in before we go to the next question? Please.
I mean, I think I definitely think it was very helpful just because it felt kind of cool, like creating our own thing and not just, you know, going along and making something longer, and we were actually like doing something completely new. And I thought that was really dope, and creating Neel was very fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was really fun because I saw like movies and meet you when I was young. Like, my dad makes me cry. I grew up crying. But it was so much fun, like getting to do something like Star Wars that I love, but also getting to add like my own twist into it. Because like Ravi said, John Watts and Fern, they gave us a lot of creative freedom to kind of create the character and make it our own. And like they got to use like things from other characters in Star Wars and parts of myself as my character. And so it was just all such a fun process, and I'm like so grateful that I get to be a part of this.
Amazing.
So much creative freedom, it was so much fun. It was really like going to Disneyland every single day. But, I mean, I just had a blast, and like I said, I've always been a fan, especially Han Solo. And Fern immediately reminded me of him, and like the costume fitting, and like the wardrobe, and also like Princess Leia. She's not like afraid to fight for what she thinks is right, and I feel like Fern is the same way.
I read somewhere that the shoot for Skeleton Crew was like 6 months long. What was it like on a typical day on set? I'd love to hear this from everyone's perspective, especially chaos. You said chaos?
I said chaos.
Wow. Who was truly the energy of chaos on set?
All of the above.
Listen, Ravi, I respect you, I love you, but everyone just kind of turned around and looked at you.
No, that is fair enough. Honestly, at this point, that is fair enough. We all had so much fun, and we all got up to a few shenanigans. Some crazy the tape. So on sets there's tape that is used for marks. You gotta know where you're gonna stand, the blocking of it all. And I may have taken a few strips and put it on my face as a mustache because it's times. And we did get. I really hope that the gaffers are not watching this right now. Oh my goodness.
They're actually backstage right now. We have stories.
Give it up for the gaffers!
Smart kids.
Here's the truth. Here's the truth. They are unbelievably professional actors. Unbelievably. Playful as you should be as an actor. And, I'm not speaking for you, Jude. I'm just talking about you. But genuinely, and Jude as well, obviously, Jude Law is one of the most actors of all time, but also an incredible father. And I really saw you with, this cast really kind of, taking on that role. Father, big brother, and as a director, what I'll just say is that, I felt like it was one of the most kind of organized, focused, aligned shoots that I've ever been on. I went to college with John Watts and Chris Ford, like was friends with John Watts and Chris Ford in college. And so getting to see them go through this rise has been remarkable, and boy were they ready for this. And so, you know, it was just such a joy to get to step in as a director because everything was already happening. You know, they'd already created their characters, they were already, you know, doing all of it, so it was a dream.
I love it.
So I think an average day for me was I would drive to set, I would have a cup of ramen, I would have a Diet Coke, and then I would get ready, and I would act and create Neel and have fun.
Absolutely. Now, considering, Ravi, that you did so much voice work for Neel, what was the recording process like for you?
So I would wear everything basically, I would wear everything like all my clothes on set too, and I would have like a camera rig, like how they do Avatar, and I would also switch out with like a super performer, and she would basically have like the whole like animatronic head.
Casey Borman. Sorry, that's the name. Sorry, just had to continue.
Yeah, she would have the whole animatronic head, and we would kind of switch out of that until we would kind of do scenes. And yeah.
Did you have to go back and do a lot of line recording?
Oh yeah, I was in that studio for a whole while.
I got earlier than us.
Yeah, I could have used a couple of cups of ramen there.
All right, so this next question is for Ryan and Kyriana. Fern and KB have an edge to them from the very beginning, skipping school to joyride around town. Just gotta ask, if you were going to get out and go into school, what's something fun you would rather be doing?
Getting Dunkin' Donuts.
That's a solid one.
I would say like going shopping.
That's also good. Donuts, gaming, and shopping, like that sounds like a great
Also,
day.
how about shooting Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
But they still have to do school. That's the irony,
Yes.
is that they were every single time there was a break, they would go and do schoolwork and come back. So they were working harder than any adult on the entire production.
It was really like he was like doing research. Like it would always be like the weirdest thing when you'd be acting the droids and then you'd be like doing a math test. Not right.
Jude, I have to know, how much lightsaber training did you have to go through for filming? And what was that like? Were there any sort of injuries that you might have gotten, or were you really kind of proficient with it? Were you there? Okay, all right, you got a secret spy on set. I got you. Want to make sure you're not saying that.
Honestly, we kind of like the idea that he had zero lightsaber experience,
Right.
because he wouldn't pick one up. And so we consciously, which doesn't often happen when you're pregnant for a part, we consciously decided to do nothing. It's like, shall we? No. But I mean, I've done stuff, you know, in the past with swords, with knives, cutlasses, all that was fencing. So I'd used something similar before, but this was and they would do wonderful enhancements on the set. So whenever the lightsaber came out and it was lit, you'd get the yes. You play it in the room, so I mean, you really, mission is constantly. That's fine.
I'm only gonna say like one time on set we were waiting and like the props guys were here and they had a lightsaber and I was like. And like it was so wide-eyed. I was fainting.
I love that. Now, Bryce, are you adept with a lightsaber? Have you picked up one and just kind of gave it a whirl or two?
So I'm not adept at a lightsaber. Like definitely not. It's a lightsaber. That takes a lot of training.
Okay.
Years and years and years
Yes.
of training.
Yes.
Years of training. But I would have an issue even if I did have training because I cannot not make the sound.
You're supposed to, right? Isn't it? Well, that's one of the rules, isn't it?
I mean, I wonder if they were playing the noise on set just so that you wouldn't go like, you're like no sound effects required.
It's so hard. It's like when you're like blasting stuff and it's just like you want to go pew, pew.
It was very hard not to say. And here's the Right, so blasters don't have any kick.
Okay.
And I've played parts in the past where you're into firearms and so you have to add a little kick. So I'm going, pew, pew, and then, okay, no. No pew, pew.
No recoil.
Wait it.
See, now I want to know from everybody, what is your Star Wars sound effect? Are you a lightsaber or are you a pew pew? What is it? Okay. Ryan, what is yours? What's your sound effect? Are you a lightsaber or a pew pew? Yes, yes.
I feel like I have to be a pew pew.
Okay, all right.
We're in a blaster?
Yeah. That's what a captain does. I like it. Kyriana? Yeah, you have to answer this now.
I said pew pew. There's a chicken place here in Florida. It says, it's like, I thought it was pew pew. It's pew pew, yeah! It's so good. That's what
All right, Robert.
I'm
Now this was submitted by Zachary K. from Gainesville. This is for everybody. Did you get to do any of your own stunts? And if so, which was your favorite? Please.
Oh yeah. So I mean, here's the point, but there's one scene. I don't know if anyone saw this in the background of episode 3 when I fall down the hill.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy right here.
Did you get to do any of your stunts?
There was a part where we were doing like a fighting scene.
Right.
It didn't make it, but trash crabs, trash crabs, and that was really cool.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say something.
Here we go.
So in the episode that we did together, there was a big giant fight sequence where they did some pretty ballet things, and it was very cool. I trained for it for quite a while.
And it got caught.
So sorry.
So tough.
But yeah, I got to see them all in action, and honestly, it's terrifying to be an adult in their presence because they're children and they just throw their bodies in ways which would break us.
That is true. That is so true. There was one stunt in you guys are not ready. Yeah, I hear you laughing down there. You're not ready for this, okay? You're not ready for this. In episode 1, that scene where I'm on my way to school, I'm a little bit late, and I'm on my hover bike, and I fall down that ravine. That was me, and that was probably the scariest day of my mother's life. So I was supposed to just like roll down the hill, right? And instead, I did a full headstand. I stood on my head and landed on my back. And everybody off camera was like, oh my gosh, it was so scary. It was the scariest thing for everybody else. But for me, I was like, let's go again, guys. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
You liked it. Okay. All right.
It wasn't really like a stunt because it had wires on me, but I just wanted to shout out, which was really scary for me, is do you remember when I was holding like the rope and we fall down the hill in
Yes.
the first episode, right? Ravi was basically just jumping on the mat, okay? So his wasn't terrible. I had like a wire, right? And I was just going head like versus like basically like metal. So they didn't catch me, my head. Alright? There would be no more Neel.
Not just no more Neel, no more Robert.
But we never endangered the children. Every precaution.
Way to jump in with that one. That was they were very safe. They were very.
Don't please.
That was good. Ryan, you felt safe, didn't you?
Oh, definitely.
Yes, there we go.
I don't know if this counts, but any of the speeder bike stuff was really cool. But it was kind of weird because there was like two Two guys just dressed in all green suits just pushing you around. It was fun.
I still felt like John Wick, alright? I was getting into it. I was like, oh, this is dope.
I love it. Elliot B. from St. Petersburg wants to know, if you could have 80 horsepower in real life, what would it be and why? Bryce, we're going to start with you.
You're gonna start with me.
You've had, like, you watched this at Skywalker Ranch. I mean, you kind of have to have it in you.
Force Ghost.
Oh. You see how she protested but literally had a great answer? I see her.
Like mine, a force push all the time to my family, so I'm always like, oh my god, I'm trying to get them to move away.
Okay.
But that's what I would really want, would be the ability to, you know,
Show up, project.
yeah,
You know,
live forever.
give some insights. Hey, use the forces. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Show up for people you love.
Love that. I'm old school. I'm a mind trick. Jedi mind trick.
Yes. Okay.
Let me see. When Guinness did that the first one, I just was thinking, that seems possible. Listen, you know, I work hard. I can change people's minds.
Like, you know when you look at something hard enough and you like do that? I mean, I think I probably would go with my tricks again, but
Okay.
I think I would honestly just like that with Force just to be able to do the thing that Kylo does where he like holds the bullet. Because I think that is like the coolest thing in the world.
I like that. I like that. Kyriana?
Like using the force to fly.
Yes.
Not like when you're choking, but like
Like you're being lifted up by someone else. Just joking. Correct.
To elevate people, not to choke them, unless I can.
personally, I think I would just want to do. These are not the droids you're looking for.
I like that. Ravi?
Oh, okay, so, another little quick story here. I won't take up too much of your time here. Backstage when we were signing autographs and whatnot, since we're very professional around here, we were taking a break with Mr. Darth Vader and some stormtroopers, and we got to do a picture where he was force choking some of us. So I would do that because that's my personal favorite. I feel like that'd be fun to shoot too. I feel like that'd be fun, like to actually get to do that on what. And I'm just guys, please don't leave. I'm so very sorry. I'm so very sorry.
Outside is always just there.
This is how
No, why not? Why not?
he said he wouldn't be a Jedi, but we now know the truth. That's just, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Sith Lord.
It happens. It happens. Okay, so we've got a couple minutes left, and I think that we would be remiss if we don't take advantage of this fact. Ravi's birthday is coming up. I think we should definitely give Ravi a shout out for his birthday. Are y'all down for that?
Hey! 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
Boy. Going to be your birthday, I think we can give some gifts to the audience. I have some t-shirts that I would love if you guys would help me throw out into the crowd. Obviously, don't aim it in anyone's face. No choking people. That's for you.
Underhand. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday, I get to choke you. That's it.
You guys are the best though. Thank you so much.
So here's the thing, they are a little flat. Frisbee is good. Yes.
Oh goodness.
Use the force! Use the force! Use the force! Come again! absolutely incredible. We had to go for the physical challenge. That was the best part. That was the best part. That is why he chose the horsepower he did. This is not the prop you're looking for. See how that works? You see how that works? No, I love it. The last thing that I want to ask each of you.
We based the dark saber off of that Excalibur. Yep.
You see this? I love it. So with this being your first experience here at like a Comic-Con event, I gotta know, like, are you excited to do this more? Can we look forward to more things that you're gonna be at like this where your fans get to engage with each of you?
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah, I started in theatre. The beautiful thing about theatre is the immediate reaction you have with the audience is as much a part of the performance as getting up and doing the performance. And film is funny like that. You have an extraordinary experience. You go away as a group and you make something. But meeting your audience, meeting people who are enthusiastic and love storytelling and Bryce is a huge important part of what we do. You know, we do it, you're doing it, we do it together. You got to, you know. So you're a big part of this.
We so really appreciate your presence here and everything that you've done for not just our entertainment, but for Star Wars, the craft, all the love. Thank you guys so very much. Megacon, join us in the cast and crew. Skelton from Narwood.